YouTube. Yeah, YouTube is everywhere, right? Potty toilets, so there's no showers or anything. So it's a work yard. People come here to do jobs. Some people live here actually, and you can actually live here whilst you do jobs on your boat. The place is in Richmond. It's called the Shelter Island Marina, and in the boating community here in BC, it's pretty well known. So. Just checking if I see any more spots, but you guys see it's basically no rust at all. I was just grinding this off right here. So this is basically what I do. I grind it off with a wheel, and I sounded important parts of the hull with an ultrasound, and it turns out she's between 7, 5 and 8 millimeters on the keel, and this goes up all the way to the waterline, and then she's a 1/4 inch with this 5 mils. So getting my dinghy ready, my bicycle for space, and that got me into the design I came up with, and I welded that structure myself. So this is the existing rail, and I welded 2 masts on each side. Those are 5 by 5 centimeter square tubes, and I used those masts for which was one other project to set up my wind generator, and the other side was supposed to be my radio mast, but I welded a separate one for that actually. So anyway, I set that up and welded this all by myself, and put a platform on top, so I can use that as a lookout. Because as most of you probably don't know, but I mean some of you will know, the big plan in 2 years' time for me with SUNLINE East to go through the Northwest Passage. Northwest Passage from west to east. And I want to use that platform as a ice lookout. So for the moment it will be probably storage. I have a canoe, see if that fits up there. But anyway, it is a good lookout and of course a jumping off point to jump in the water. So this is what I did. Soft shackles, a pulley system, 1-4 advantage, goes through a cam cleat, and then I welded my custom cleats on right here of both sides, and on the bottom I have hooks, so I'm going to hook the dinghy in. I have a cargo net. I'm going to try that out in the ocean. If that works with the cargo net, it works with this. I did a test, and the dinghy is going to be sitting about in this height, and I'm able to jump in the water underneath the dinghy, and the navigation light still will work too, because the navigation light is right there, the stern light. So that was a major project, including the cabling, setting up the wind generator. I did the cables, then I welded the second project. I did weld the radio mast here, because the cables before were spanning over the side decks here, and I didn't like that, so I set up a separate mast for that. And I brought the cables in the boat. This is not completely finished yet. There's a little cable duct into the boat like this. So that was a huge project, and thankfully it's done. And as far as I tested it, it works. So that was one thing. The other thing, I had to, and as you guys know, on a boat stuff breaks unexpectedly, and unfortunately my trusty Xantrex stopped inverting. So I still use it as a charger, but I had to set up and install a new inverter, which I'm actually running right now, which is down there. And had to rewire the cables, plus I additionally installed a separate lithium battery, which is in the back down there as well. You can't see, it's 150 amp CanBat, Canadian lithium battery, and hook that up together with the installation of the wind generator, and hook that up to the wind generator. And that works fine. Besides, it's not a lot of wind for the last couple days. So that took a while to do that, and I had to flip the days between a nice and sunny days to do jobs outside, and of course when it was rainy and miserable, then I had to come and do jobs on the inside. So there were a bunch of other jobs I did on the inside. I'm already stocked up for the trip here. This is the kitchen and the settee area in the kitchen. So all the panels weren't done yet in the back there. I did the panels, painted all the panels. And it's the same in here in the guest cabin washroom. panels are done. I'm not completely finished with my workshop, but I did panels here. I set up a little work table, work area here, and organized the place. Not completely done yet, so all my tools, still got spare plywood here, but all my tools gonna be going in here, and this is gonna be the workshop where everything's gonna be stored. The other thing I had to do was to install a new hydraulic autopilot pump. For this, to find the actual problem, I had to take all these panels off because all the electronics are behind there. All the wiring goes underneath here in the floors, and this is my bed, and the autopilot is right underneath here. It's a hydraulic autopilot, and I'm gonna quickly open that up. So here under the bed is the autopilot steering component. You see the hydraulic rams, the red ones, and I had to change that pump in the middle there, and the fittings weren't the same, so I had to change the fittings. And turned out after a long trial sequence that actually the pump was the problem, and it's not even the pump, it was the motor of the pump. And so I bought a brand new unit and switched that out, and it works perfectly okay. But like I said, I had to fish all these cables underneath here, the boards, and had to take out the entire wall here, because there is the compass, the actual steering computer, and the rudder feedback element is actually, well, the rudder feedback element is in the bottom, but to find out where the problem is, those cables, they all come into that computer unit behind that wall. And that took a while to get everything done. Then I was desperately trying to fix my generator, which is below here. And I stopped doing this for now because I have my trusty little Honda right there that I'm gonna be using for the time being, and get the generator fixed, because probably I have to take that generator out of the boat, and because I want to leave the marina and I don't want to sit here for another month or two, I decided not to do it at the very moment. But this is a future project, of course. The boat still looks in disarray. I'm not only trying to put things away, I'm actually really trying to organize, meaning, as everybody that owns a boat knows, you want to find things again once you put them away. And this is what I'm trying to do, to actually, as I'm going to be moving on the boat, which I already did actually, to be really organize the boat in a way it's a liveaboard boat, right? So you want to find things, you want to be able to get access to the most important things quickly, and everything else stored away. It's a big boat. There's a lot of space, but to organize your own stuff in a way that the day-to-day things you have access to on a fast and efficiently, and everything else is still on board but stored away so you find it. It's actually not that easy, right? So there's lots of things, the daily needs from kitchen to whatever your daily life.